Welcome back, guys. I know what you want, you know what you want, and that is a banging team on EAFC like me down there. So make sure to subscribe. We're going to show you how to make 100k every single day in EAFC. And of course, guys, got the opportunity to win some FIFA points. All you've got to do is sub and send proof over on Instagram, and that giveaway will be done by the end of this month. And of course, if you want some coins in a quicker way, well, if you guys are fed up of coming against nicks like me and foot champs who use loans and OP cards from day one,
I'm getting really sick of you! Get out now!
Then you need to head over to mitchcactus.com, where not only can you buy the cheapest and most reliable FIFA coins on the EA market, you'll find over 10,000 reviews from people who have used the services and enjoyed them in the past. So make sure to head over to mitchcactus.com and use code RECALL for 5% off. Now we're going to start off by going over to the SBC screen, because any of you with 50k already should be going over there to complete the marquee matchups. If you haven't done it, you are actually wasting your own time by not doing it before doing this video, because the reality is with 50k, you have enough to spend probably about 15k on marquee matchups and then have 35 to do these filters to build your coins back up, and then you're laughing. And of course, marquee matchups is basically guaranteed profit, and so is UEFA marquee matchups, so make sure you're doing them both. Now, of course, we got a load of new cards that entered in the game today, but reality is these cards will not have balanced their pricing yet, so we don't want to touch them realistically with a barge pole right now. And there are a few filters that's going to cost you a few more coins than usual, but don't worry, I have a bit for everything. So make sure to strap in, subscribe if you haven't already, and enjoy the filters. Now, first of all, we're going to head over to managers, because of course that is the baseline for making coins right now. No matter what balance you start with, it's really easy to build with this. So if you're on 5, 10, 15, if you only have 1k, you can use managers to build. So first of all, you've got the likes of the Netherlands managers. So all of these, you kind of want to go on gold for most of them, and you want to go for, I think, around 750 for these ones. So as you can see, they've lowered a little bit. They're at that kind of 550, 450 mark, which means you can snipe them very easily, you can bid on them very easily, and you can make coins fast. The next nation you want to go for is England. You then want to move over to Brazil, Portugal, Germany, and then of course France if you can. When you snipe them, they're worth a ton. Now, when players like Mahrez came out, Algeria went up. Of course, you've got the likes of some of the Norwegian managers because of Haaland. So if you see a promo where you've got an unusual nation in that promo, I would suggest having a look at the managers. Now, if you head over to the French Women's League and you pop in minimum 10, 250 and defender, you're going to find yourself the likes of Karuchai, Baka, Renard. You've also got a couple of special cards in there, but realistically, they're not going to come up. We can pop it on sort of standard. You will see the special cards potentially, but you're not going to be able to snipe them. Of course, they're not worlds away, but they are a little bit above what these cards are going to cost. Now, at 20k, you're going to find the likes of Karucha here. You've got Baka. I don't believe Renard comes in, just because obviously SBCs at the minute a little bit more expensive. But as the game goes on and obviously these SBCs kind of die down, you will see a reduction in the cost of those cards. So right now for these ones, you're looking at around 13, 14k to really be getting in those bottom level snipes. As you can see, 14k seems to kind of be the mark. EA tax, really easy to work out there, is 700 coins. And for those of you who don't know, EA tax is always 5% of the sale price of your item. So at 14k, 10% is 1.4, and we half that to get 700 coins. So essentially you can make 300 coins a card, picking them up at 13k. If you see there at 14k though, there was quite a few, but they were all on the last minute. So realistically, I think we could push a little bit further, get 14,250 or maybe even 14,500. Now you saw how slow that snipe kind of came and went. That means we pretty much almost got it, but not quite. So at least we know for next time we were kind of fast enough, just not really there. Now, if you want to make your life easy, you can stick in the exact same league and just go over to forwards, where you've got Diani, Hergerberger, Katoto. I don't know if there's anyone else. I think it's just the three of them, but 3 of them individually are enough. We can pop that down to, I think, probably 20, maybe 30k right now. About 25 realistically for these lot. As you can see, seems bang on for the pricing. So maybe 26 for the sell on. EA tax on that is 1.3. So we go down to 24. We're making 700 coins a card. Now, obviously, if you sell it a little bit more, you can make up that extra value to make it a K, or you can just snipe them at 30 or 34, 23,750. So you get that mark made up. But it is up to you. I would personally say 700 coins is more than enough profit, especially at this state in FIFA where it's a little bit harder to make coins at the minute, because I do think there's less people playing the game. Now, heading over to League One, we have a bit of a peculiar filter, which is going to make you an absolute ton if you have the coins for it. Now, this is a little bit of a high up filter, so please bear in mind, some of you might not have the coins for it. If you don't worry, get the coins and come back later. So first of all, you have to remove Lacazette from this filter, and his price range goes up to 240k. So you want to pop this to a minimum of 241. You've then got the likes of Dembele, you've got Govu's base card, you've got Dembele's increased card, and you've also got Govu's increased card. Now, you've got Dembele here, which we obviously want to remove, why we ping this over to special. So you get rid of Dembele's base and Mbappe's base, and obviously you're not going to be finding Mbappe anyway. So we pop this over to, I think, 350k, I think is where you start seeing Govu's pop up. As you can see, we got them 320 there. I did see one come up at 3 a minute ago, not quite a snipe, but I think very close to it. So EA tax on this is about 15k. So realistically, you probably want to, for a snipe, be going for about 290. Maybe a little bit lower. Obviously, being that Govu has just received a new card, there's a good chance people are going to be either wanting an upgrade or realizing that theirs is going to plummet, so they're getting rid. So people are probably getting rid a little bit too early at this stage, but that doesn't matter. If we're going to make coins off it, that is a bloody win. So hopefully you can get yourself a nice little Govu snipe, because, you know, if you do, you're absolutely laughing. The episode is seeming a little bit women-centric, but we love women. We can't complain. So we're going to go Defender, minimum 10-250, and Liga F. So you've got Olga, which is a awful name, Rolfo and Paredes, and I know there's going to be someone who's called Olga who will eventually see this. I'm sorry, your name is just clapped. Now, I think Olga is the cheapest of the bunch, and looking like 15k, 16k maybe. So you can snipe her initially. If you want to kind of guarantee yourself more profit per card, I'd say go for the gold rare option on this, because then you're only looking at the kind of higher value cards or the kind of higher end. So that's possibly the way you might want to do it. Now, another filter we can do, if we go minimum 10-250 midfielder and Premier League, I do believe there shouldn't be any 85s who aren't special, which is perfect. So for this one, we've got Odegaard, we've got Fernandez, we've got, of course, Casemiro, we've got Doku, who has what I can imagine is an unbelievably good inform card, but we don't want to touch those with a barge pole at the minute, guys, because you're just not going to get any value out of them. Now, we do not want Diaby on this one, so what we're going to have to go for is, I'd say, Cam is probably the route we want to take to avoid. We're going to have Fernandez and Odegaard on that one, so it avoids having the likes of Diaby in. Obviously, we miss out on the likes of Casemiro, which is a shame, but to have at least these two in is a pretty good deal. So we're looking at 19k, maybe a little bit lower for the sell-on. Let's have a look at 18. 18 seems to be kind of, I'd say 17 is a snipeable rate with this one. Sell it on for 19 and then you're pretty much having a laugh with that one. Now, of course, we do also have the ability to go over to Manchester City right now and just go for their specials, because there's a flipping ton of them. Obviously, not that one, let's be honest. You got this guy on the bottom, Doku. What we can actually do is literally just go for Belgium specials, actually, because there's a few of them there. But we've got the likes of Doku, we've got not available. We've got Ruben Diaz, we've got Grealish there as well. What I would suggest is if you cap out the first Doku card, I think you're probably looking at about a minimum of around maybe 80k for that one. Probably. Let's have a look at the 80,000 mark. Okay, we should be rid of the first Doku. It does seem like we are. And then you can snipe the likes of Grealish, Ruben Diaz, and the new Doku all in one very, very easily. So it puts you in an easy position. I think another one that's probably not a bad one is to just go for forward and Man City. So obviously it's going to include the first Doku, but that's okay because it excludes the second one, which is a shame. But if we put this to a minimum of probably, what, 20k, we're going to get rid of the likes of Alvarez, Foden. We're going to have Haaland. You've got Doku. Haaland is not worth that much. Haaland is worth about 100k right now. Haaland and Doku, then you've also got Grealish. Now, if you can get rid of this Doku again, then you're just looking at Haaland, Grealish, and of course the new Doku. So with that one, I think, what, 80k minimum, and then you're pretty much laughing. It's probably around 70k, but we'll just do 80k to be sort of more precise. You do have Haaland's inform in there, but I feel like this one's a little bit unrealistic. But you've got the likes of Haaland, you're going to have the likes of Doku, etc. Very, very good filters. And as always, what you come to on this channel is a good filter. So make sure to subscribe. Of course, check out tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow.